ball happened to bounce the right way that time, but that was definitely an opportunity for the Cavs to get in the break.
The Cavaliers offensively making some cuts, getting to the rim. The Cavaliers are back within 2. Lightning outside of Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Lightning inside as well. Cavs down 2.
Hey, we're back.
And ready to hit the road again in this new RAV4.
This is one of the most versatile vehicles on or off the road.
No wonder it's the #1 selling SUV.
You got all kinds of room back here.
Connectivity for all your devices, and it comes in a hybrid that gets 40 mpg.
Now, during Toyota's fall savings, get 1.9 financing for 72 months on a new RAV4 or RAV4 hybrid with 2 years no-cost maintenance included.
It's pretty easy to see why RAV4 is #1.
Toyota, let's go places.
Personalize your home with quality doors from Menards. We have the best in-stock door selection to take home today. Or customize your door with our door designer on Menards.com. All Mastercraft doors have the fastest delivery and ships to store for free in approximately 7 days. Larson Storm Doors let fresh air in and help save on your home's energy cost. Right now, get 11% off our entire selection of Larson Storm Doors.
Save big money at Menards.
Looking to make a change? Zyn is the fresh take on nicotine satisfaction that's smoke-free.
Dad, because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part, Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Text FIRST to 642-642. Ask about the Bosley Guarantee. That's FIRST to 642-642.
Looking at the shot clock at 1 for the win! Cam Thomas, winner!
As soon as I left my hands, I knew it was good.
Well, the newest GM poll has Kevin Durant as the favorite to win MVP. He's playing tonight for the Brooklyn Nets. That game can be seen right here on NBA TV. We got 7 games around the league this evening, including a doubleheader. Nets-Bucks first at 7:30, Lakers-Warriors at 10. And I say Nets-Bucks, but it's a facsimile of the Bucks. 8 players out, including Giannis. So your reigning champions No Giannis, no Drew, no Chris Middleton, but for the Brooklyn Nets, we do get James Harden and Kevin Durant worth the price of admission. Chris Miles here with the smoothest player in the game, Smitty. What's going on, my friend?
How you doing? I'm good. I'm excited.
Ready for some action? Well, some exciting news surrounding Kyrie Irving as well. According to Shams Charania, a senior writer for The Athletic, New York City has determined the Nets practice facility as a private office building so Kyrie Irving can practice at home. Here is more from head coach Steve Nash.
Coach, right after the HSS facility is now considered a private office building, allowing him to practice with you guys. I take it, do you expect him to practice on Sunday? And what does that news do for you guys?
Well, I mean, it's positive for us to be able to welcome him back in the building to practice and be a part of the team. But like I said, this is all just brand new information to us as well. So trying to work through what the actual details are. So I wouldn't want to comment too much on it until I know firmly what the parameters are. But it sounds like it's positive news.
How much would he or anybody need to practice for you would want to play him? I mean, not hurt, but hasn't been practicing. Is it the same thing if a guy was hurt, or?
Yeah, I mean, more or less, because when someone's able to resume full, activity on the court, they still would have to meet a certain amount of high intensity work before you'd put them in a game. So, I think even if you're not injured, you still have to reach those thresholds. And if you are injured, once you are healthy, quote unquote, you'd have to reach those thresholds as well.
So Kyrie Irving reportedly unvaccinated, right? That's one part of it. New York City has an ordinance. If you're not vaccinated, you can't be in public spaces like that. So for Kyrie Irving, not able to participate in games, but able to participate in practice. So what does this news mean as far as Kyrie Irving being on the court for home games?
Well, I think it's positive from a basketball standpoint. Chris, you know this. I mean, James Harden, Kevin Durant, and obviously Kyrie Irving, those guys are phenomenal. But you still want to gain some chemistry with each other on the basketball court. And we always talk about those three. But you want to have chemistry with your entire team. Your coach wants to have that chemistry. He wants to get a chance to see it, feel it. It's almost like 2K. If they're not out there, you're just putting it together. But you want to see how it works. And those guys didn't get a lot of game time experience last year. Obviously, we went through stricter protocols because of the pandemic and COVID. And as a player, as a coach, and anybody who loves the game, you want to just have those days on the floor, filling the gym, talking. And then obviously, fast forward, we don't know where this will go as far as Kyrie being able to play basketball for the Brooklyn Nets. I know for me, as a player, you would love for this to get resolved. But this is a situation where if he's not going to be vaccinated, this could take a long time.
Well, it's the same story that we had last year with this juggernaut of a trio that if they're healthy, they're the favorites to win the championship. Mm-hmm. You get to the Eastern Conference playoffs where the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets, the two teams that are playing tonight, they go head-to-head, and it was only Kevin Durant that was healthy when it was all said and done. So Kyrie Irving having this issue before we even start the season, does that give you some trepidation going into the season for the Nets?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I had them as a favorite. I would still say slightly. Obviously, I want to see James Harden and Kevin Durant. They played together. I think also, Chris, for me, one of the reasons why is I also love the Brooklyn Nets is the players around them. I mean, Cam Thomas is a walking bucket. I think Joe Harris should be better. But the biggest keys for me is LaMarcus Aldridge, former All-Star, Paul Millsap, former All-Star, played in numerous big-time games. They won't be afraid of the moment. They were go-to guys before, but they're okay understanding their roles. And Blake Griffin, how good was Blake Griffin last year? When you put those together, those three vets, they will rotate around these guys. And then you have some guys that can flat out get a bucket if you want to double one of those three guys, like Cam Thomas, can go out there and get you a whole bunch of buckets.
Well, when it comes to James Harden and Kevin Durant, for 1 second, we look at this, this is going to be their second season. No, that's not true because of their time in OKC together. So as they get ready to play what is their fourth or fifth season together, the duo that's been in the finals together, this year, what do you expect from those two in knowing their roles?
I think it's a match made in heaven. The reason why is the way James Harden is able to play. And Kevin Durant is a flat-out scorer. But Kevin can score and dominate the basketball without having to hold it. James Harden, we understand he loves to pat that thing and dribble a lot, but he's come off the basketball and understand that he finds joy in passing it. But when it comes down to James can go get you 30, Durant can go get you 30, but I don't think their games will clash because Kevin Durant is a more catch and bucket. James Harden is a more, I'll get a bucket when you need me to. And I think the others around him was going to help those guys so much.
All right, Bucks quickly. Giannis out with knee soreness. He said after the finals that, his knee was a bit sore, but he was going to get pushed through it. Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, both played in the Olympics as well. That's a lot to put on their bodies coming into the season.
Yeah, you can see Coach Button understands. That's why you haven't seen those guys play. I think it'll be a while before you see those guys starting to get main minutes. Yes, I hope all those guys play in game one, but there'll be some low management because those guys had a long run. They will be right in the thick of things as well.
Opening tip just minutes away. Bucks and Nets, James Harden, Kevin Durant. Get ready. Patty Mills got the skills to pay the bills, baby.
Patty.
Done. I'm done.
Get a insanely fast offer on your car in 2 minutes or less.
Another beer or something different?
How about this super filling IPA, aged with goat's milk?
Or a Bavarian retail with a hint of huff and puff.
Yeah.
Son, you want a dark beer?
Goat's milk.
Dark beer!
How about a bourbon ginger highball?
Yeah, that sounds good.
There's never been a hotter time to sell your home. But when it comes time to get the best value, where do you start? That's where HomeLight comes in. HomeLight is the essential real estate platform used by countless sellers every year. HomeLight is here to help you at every step of your real estate journey, learning how to sell your home, finding a top listing agent, and ensuring a simple and certain closing. And best of all, HomeLight is completely free to use. Learn more today at HomeLight.com.
Priceline works with top hotels to save you up to 60%. These are all great. And when you get a big deal, you feel like a big deal. Priceline. Every trip is a big deal.
Blockchain here. I work with Baker, who can find you the right loan, which could save you time and money. What do you need?
Can I get a home equity line of credit to repair my roof?
Sure, fix that roof.
Can I get a cash-out mortgage refinance to put in a pool?
Only if I'm invited over.
Really?
Who's next?
I need to get rid of these credit card payments.
I figure personal loan could do the trick. See your rate in a few clicks. It's that easy. Anybody can do it.
How about the boy?
Theoretically, yes. Legally, no. Figure out your finances at figure.com.
At Jiffy Lube, it's our job to keep you moving. With a full range of services from oil changes and tire rotations to filters, wipers, and more, we've got what your car needs right when you need it, so you're ready for whatever's next. Putting you in the driver's seat of car care, that's a job for Jiffy.
Ja Morant has been on fire in the preseason.
He got up and slammed it hard. Here it comes again. He knows this is the preseason, right?
The Hawks head to Memphis. Hawks Grizzlies tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV.
So, Smitty, all of these players out for the Milwaukee Bucks, 8 in total. Is there anybody you're keeping an eye out on for tonight?
Pat Connaughton. I thought he played well in the finals. I think he's getting a chance to get his rhythm. He's one of those guys that'll get a chance to make shots defensively. You see how he can play against some of these first-unit guys. He's a key cog for them. They've lost Brent Forbes. They lost some guys that can shoot the basketball. If Connaughton can come off the bench, have big games, and we know George Hill, he's just steady. steady. But Brook Lopez, also feature him more down on the block. I want to see him get some more touches, even when the starters are back.
I like how you mentioned Pat Connaughton because it's the baseball playoffs, and as you know, he was a minor league pitching prospect. So you're right. He's got bounce. As a slam dunk contestant. Well, there's Ian Eagle, Sarah Kustok, and Richard Jefferson on the call. We'll see you at halftime.
Especially when you had individuals that were playing on the USA basketball, so they went straight to go win a gold medal. So, you got to give some extra guys some minutes here.
Harris connects from long range, drops in a triple to open up play. It's had a rather substantial win over the Lakers in Los Angeles. Team Hall product. Mamukalishvili misses from three-point territory, and Harden goes down. A loose ball foul. James will be helped to his feet, and it will be against the Bucks.
Nice to see. Oh, this is not nice to see. I thought we were looking at Joe Harris shots. Yeah. Collective sigh as James Harden pops up there. This is the time you want to be ramping up, getting ready, and certainly want to make sure that maintain that health. James Harden struggling with that throughout the course of the postseason.
Foul on Kolatsakis. Harris fires again. 2 of 2 Joe E. buckets in the preseason.
Yeah, and in the preseason, none of these threes count. They only count towards getting your rhythm for the regular season, but you can see Joe Harris, they're coming out and making him an emphasis to start this game.
Aggressive play by Jordan Wara, second-year pro out of Louisville, getting to the bucket and getting Milwaukee on the board. Harden switch. Gives it up. Griffin short. Long rebound to Wara.
So the N is silent.
It is. Thank you.
We're going to test you on all the other names.
Foul called on Brown out front.
It's almost like they wanted to challenge us to a spelling bee when they put together the team, right? Is that just me?
I think that might just be you feeling that.
Yeah.
Do you think this Bucks roster now has the most letters in all of the last? Think about the two Antetokounmpo brothers.
I think they win just based off of that. You add a Mamukalishvili and it's over.
Honestly,
it's done.
There's like 6 guys that have enough letters to be field goal kickers in the NFL.
Tremont Waters nails a triple. And it's 6-5 Brooklyn. So preseason, Richard, what's the mentality? You're James Harden, you're Kevin Durant. What are you looking to do here?
Well, you just get hit a couple of times, fall on the ground a couple of times. That's a real thing because your teammates aren't going to hit you aggressively, not in the preseason. And even there's some rules about how you guard each other in the preseason. So
unspoken rules is an understanding?
Yeah, unspoken rule. And even here, look at this little drop. These guys are going to come in hard contest. You don't get that much in practice, and especially in training camp. Transition breaks, you just let guys go. So this is the first time not the first time, but this is where you start to ramp it up is in the preseason.
Durant, the long arm of the law. Antetokounmpo had it gummed on the inside.
Well, there is some balance to the step of this Nets team, and you see here the arms of Durant. We saw a lot of this with him last season. We talked so much about what he did on the offensive end defensively. He did such a nice job protecting that back line, how he's able to use his size, his length, his quickness.
Kalishvili, backdoor cut right through the hands of Kolatsakis.
And the interesting thing, too, I'm curious, we know that the Bucks big guys aren't playing, but all of these players, they're battling for roster spots. They're battling for time.
Harden partially blocked on the
That's
perimeter.
a hard block shot to get. I don't know his name yet, but when I do, that is a very, very difficult shot to block.
It is Yorgos Kolatsakis.
Not there yet. Preseason.
There's a pronunciation guide in the game notes. Did you get a copy?
The game notes?
Did you get a copy of the Milwaukee Bucks game notes?
Even phonetically, I was getting it wrong. If it was spelled that way.
Durant loses it after the turnover. Jumper from Wara ties it up at 8. Griffin shows. Mamukalishvili. Big finish. Big last name.
I saw it. Once a big fella gets a good 1-2 step, that bottom low man. And that's what it is. Your rotations have to be quicker because this is not the same thing that's going on in practice. And as the preseason increases, you're going to have to get a little bit more quicker to those reactions.
Durant is off the mark. Milwaukee up by 2. Jordan Wara, Buffalo native, off the rim. Harden. Oh, that's a hard screen from Griffin. Switch. Isolation against Wara. Harden. Count it. And the foul.
James Harden going to work there on that isolation, and it is nice to see the pop that he has, but woo!
See, once the big gets there and it's 1-2.
Mamush Kalashvili.
And when you don't, like, this is if this was